We've got some Meek Mill for you. Now, really, this guy dropped an album this summer, but I think a lot of the recognition he's been getting this year has just been his beef with Drake. And so, naturally, it kind of makes you wonder what's going to happen with this guy's career. So, Meek Mill, he's with Rick Ross. He's been on Maybach Music for the past several years. And he kind of has the persona of not quite a loose cannon, but also not a calm person either. So he kind of reminds me of DMX a bit, and just a little bit off kilter. And his music, you can feel that the type of people that he's similar to is Tupac, and that's the kind of vibes that you're getting. Is just a street life, but keeping it in a song format. So if you could find an album that is just showing what it's like growing up with a sort of street vibe, and then putting that into a song, that's basically what you're getting. So Meek, Rick Ross and Meek make pretty good songs, but he went to prison last year, and it kind of, most of the time when rappers go to prison, it usually hurts their steam, so, but this album did resonate for a while, and I feel almost like it's one of the cult albums of this decade, just because it got a lot of attention, kind of like the Self-Made album I reviewed a while back. Both of these kind of were considered urban classics a little bit. So what the stuff that you can smoke to is, I believe that Believe It is the best song on this album. I really wish that there would have been like another 4 songs just like it. Young Kings and Layup are some good smoking songs, and then Who You're Around is another one. It's packed with songs, but there's a lot of topics that are more about the struggle more than actually enjoying the benefits of what you're doing. So it kind of makes me wonder if this was about saying what I've been through more than what I'm doing currently. Which, if you put that into a format of an album, it's really, you kind of wonder what the direction is going. Are we wanting to talk about what I've been through, or more? I don't know. I mean, you just kind of want like good moments to be talked about, like Meek Mill, first time he stayed in a 6-star hotel or something like that. I mean, obviously, he was probably doing it, but those would be some good songs. So, but I'm not coaching him. I just, there's songs on here that are going to be about, going through it. You just should know that it might kind of cut right through the fun prospect of it. But the production is handled well, and yeah, so Layup is one of the best beats on here. Rich and Famous is pretty good. Real Niggas Come First is good. Traumatized is okay. And Believe It's still the best beat. And then I think Polo and Shell Tops. So the unheard songs, I like at least 7 songs out of 14, but then there was an almost song too. So Young and Getting It, Believe It, Young Kings, Layup, Who You're Around, Polo and Shell Tops, and Rich and Famous. Those are the ones you need to look for. And then the almost song is Real Niggas Come First. So Believe It has like a thumping beat. It sounds like something you'd hear on Self-Made Volume 1. It pounds. It's hypnotic, and it goes at you real well. Layup is a kind of smooth song. And this is a song for women that is, one of the best lady songs I've heard in a while. Young Kings kind of feels like a Rick Ross song, and it's got some. I like the layout of that song. Polo and Shell Tops feels kind of, like pain is around the corner, that sort of thing. There's just some Paranoia songs on here, and a lot of rough in the fray songs. But the main reason why I reviewed Meek Mill is because I feel as if were he to have the direction of just a little bit more left field, he'd probably be a rather steady juggalo rapper. I mean, Waka Flocka Flame just got introduced to this year, and it's been said that people liked his performance. So I feel like Waka and Meek Mill are very similar. They both have that perked up, energetic flow that causes riots. Even though Meek is a little bit more, wanting to take the streets with him than Waka. Waka just feels like he's living that life, but he's not, as ambitious. Meek Mill feels a little bit more ambitious. That's pretty much the only thing that holds this back from being, resonating with ICP crowd, Tech 9 crowd, is just that if you're not necessarily in the mood to get money, A, and B, start picking up on the street life, this album isn't going to do much for you. So, the songs that are not about money and that sort of thing are the ones that really shine. And that's why I picked this album, is just because you have to be able to find things that are next door neighbors to the style that you're looking for. So obviously I've proven that Rick Ross, there's some songs by him that I think a lot of people would like, but, in his camp, there's a few people like that as well. So I recommend this release, and I'm going to give it, because I liked at least 7 out of 14 plus the Almost song. I'm going to give it like a 7 out of 10. Now, I would give it a 6.5, but, really 8 out of 14 is still about 6/10 of it. So, that's really only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 songs that I didn't like. So, now a couple songs on here, I think Amen was the worst song on here, and Traumatized would have been better if the beat wasn't just so kind of melodramatic. I like the song Name, but it just needed like a bit more of a better thing. It was just really kind of a reflecting song. But other than that, So the future Meek Mill dropped the album in 2015. Look for it. I think it has dreams, and dreams worth more than money. The social score, I'm going to say that this is a 7 social, just because it's got some songs on here that will kind of get things moving. Like Believe It is a real song that to play. It's going to get the crowds going. I guess it's going to get people going. I'm not going to say crowds, but it's going to get people up and out of their seat. But there's really not that many other songs that are like it. So, but, Meek Mill does have a good time if you're with women. There's Layup. Young Kings is an album cut. I guess I'll give it a 5.5 social, just because there just isn't really, tons of party cuts and that sort of thing. There's really not a smoking song either. So, 5.5 social. Can it be top? Yeah, I think it can. Obviously, we'll see if you couldn't see my face, like, that's just because the sun is out, but Um, yeah, so I give this album a 7 out of 10 and a 5.5 social. Subscribe for more fun.